I called my shot earlier this week. Raiders over Chiefs. They're going to sweep them. That's what I said. And I didn't stutter.
Sure did.
I didn't stutter. I didn't stutter at all.
You said it with your chest, Rich.
I did. I said it with my chest. I said it with my mouth. I said it with my heart and my mind. But I also said it with a caveat, sir. I did. Because I'm not going to call my shot earlier in the week and then something happens in the interim that makes me rationally think otherwise. I said just in case, it could be an injury.
Yeah.
Or obviously in this awful pandemic that's getting worse every day in our country. That you never know what might happen there. And the Las Vegas Raiders, who, as we all know, have been fined, and also they'll have to forfeit a draft choice. I used your words, Chris, because I respect you. I respect you. You want draft picks forfeited in the NFL because that's what yours was for the New England Patriots in Deflategate. Yeah. You forfeited a third-round pick, if I'm not mistaken, in that one, right?
Deflategate?
Yeah.
I think that was a first.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. First-round pick. My bad.
Come on now.
Memory fades. You forfeited that pick.
Forfeited, yeah.
It's a sixth-round choice that needs to be forfeited because of the way that they've handled the COVID protocols. I don't know what's going on in the desert with the silver and black, but the starting defense showed up on the COVID-19 list yesterday.
You mean a few guys off the defense?
Name a starter. They're sitting on the COVID-19 list most likely right now.
Cleveland Farrell.
Yes. Apparently, he's actually got it, right?
Yeah, that was yesterday. Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why.
Oh, man.
And so, normally, there aren't that many close contacts. People are masked up. And, again, I shouldn't add the fact of what's happened previously where the league decided to punish the Raiders. And then we see, for the first time all year, virtually an entire side of the ball wind up on the COVID-19 list. But I am officially off the Raiders for this weekend. They may win. As you know, I called my shot for many reasons. Josh Jacobs being the primary one. And I went all in on that front yesterday with Kyle Brandt from Good Morning Football when he called into the show, saying that Josh Jacobs is the running back nobody's talking about. If Josh Jacobs played on the Cowboys, he'd be on a cereal box by now. If Josh Jacobs played for the Giants, he would basically be selling $5 footlong sandwiches right now. If Josh Jacobs was on the 49ers, honestly, if Josh Jacobs was on Seattle, he'd be throwing Skittles around. But he's sitting there on the Raiders, and what he's doing is unbelievable. And he is one of those rare running backs who gets stronger in the fourth quarter and gets fed the ball.
Yeah.
So he gets stronger in the fourth quarter. I mean, take a look at the Rams. When Jared Goff joins, I will, in fact, ask him, on behalf of somebody who drafted Cam Akers and for many of those out there who have been trying to ride Darrell Henderson to maybe a fantasy championship, or you got Malcolm Brown. Like, how do they decide? What are they doing? Same with the Patriots. How many teams where it's just like this guy, that guy, this guy? And it's not like he's the only guy there. As you know, Devontae Booker scored 2 touchdowns this weekend. So, but they feed him the ball, and that's why I'm thinking this is the way to ride him, and they could actually win this game still. But how do you not practice defensively when you're taking on a Chiefs team, let alone a Chiefs team coming off a bye?
Right.
How do you win that one? And I know, what Allen Iverson said about practice, but in the NFL, and I know you're 10 weeks in, you got to practice. You got to get out there. You got to, my gosh. That's a significant piece of news for Sunday Night Football.
Also, Rich, Andy Reid, 18-3 off
a bye. I know. He's the king of it. I mean, even all those years when the Eagles fans were like, Andy Reid, timeout problems. Remember Andy Reid had a timeout problem?
Clock management.
Clock management timeout problem.
Big time.
Big time clock management timeout problem. That even was still lingering with the Chiefs. As you know, I think in that Chiefs-Patriots playoff game in New England, when they were down 2 scores in the fourth quarter, I think they're still working on their 90th play of that drive right now. Remember that?
I do.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then they had problems closing games. when Alex Smith was the Kansas City Chiefs, they were up on Andrew Luck and the Colts by about 90 points and lost that playoff game.
That was a crazy.
These are all things about Andy Reid that used to be said that will never be said again.
Nope.
And rightfully so. But even in the years in Philadelphia where they couldn't win the big one, couldn't get to the big one because they couldn't win the big one, and then they finally got to the big one and couldn't win that one.
Did all those games.
All of that for Andy Reid. Even in those years, he was the king of coming off the bye, which he still is, with a ring and a Hall of Fame resume that he's going to finish off.
And cheeseburgers.
Ooh, lots of cheeseburgers.
I don't know how the Raiders win this one, man. I will tell you that.